Hello, everyone. This is WD Carousel Podcast. I'm Ian.
And I'm Crystal.
And we, got back from Disney about 4 weeks ago now.
A month ago.
So, yeah. So maybe it's time to talk about it a little bit and just kind of...
Have you been curious what we did?
Because we haven't talked about it at all.
Or have posted everything?
Really. It's just been... We took a lot of footage, video, photo stuff, and we haven't done anything.
And then we came back and died.
Yes. So, I'm still getting over a cold.
I'm not, but fest season is finally wrapping up for us.
Right,
so Kevin and I were non-stop. We came back and would work our regular job, and then on the weekends it was full-time plus of fest. So it was 6:30 in the morning until 10 o'clock at night out in just nothing.
Nowhere. So
we were in a medieval town, and that's literally what it felt like. There was dirt.
Yes.
Lots of dirt.
So, we thought maybe we would talk about it a little bit. We're going to put up a little bit of video and photo.
Yeah, give you guys an idea of what our trip was like.
So, we'll make this will be an audio thing too, but if you want to get the whole experience, it'll be linked.
See the videos and the pictures and all that other fun stuff.
Yeah. So, definitely want to check that out. And we will also add some of the new video and photo to the website just to kind of spruce it up.
Woo!
And it'll be kind of an ongoing process.
But eventually I'll just start slowly adding things to Instagram, I'm sure,
exactly.
for the
I know. I have to add some of my stuff.
I
know. It's crazy land.
And that reminds me that there's a whole day and a half worth of film on my phone that I still need to give you.
Yes. Film on your phone. I'm sorry.
Because I'm classy like that.
Yeah. So we'll get that pulled up. It's a whole thing. Anyway.
It is.
We're moving on. So we're gonna move my microphone, and then we're gonna talk about just kind of the basic rundown of kind of how our trip went and what we did.
Yeah, it was a very smooth vacation.
It was very smooth.
There was no hiccups whatsoever.
We never hit one.
You couldn't ask for a more carefree vacation.
It's nuts.
I know that sounds really ridiculous.
I know.
But even from the moment that we were picked up and then dropped off at the airport, they whisked us through security because I'm disabled, so we don't have to wait in the big long line.
Right.
And then we were just waiting, and then the airplane, and it was smooth from start to finish. There was not a single wrinkle.
It was exceptionally pleasant in the entire transit process. The only thing I could even remotely complain about is our early get up time on Thursday. I was up at about 3:30.
Yeah, me too.
And then I had to be to their place by 4:30.
Yep.
And then
Did you take a shower that morning?
I did.
Oh my god, I knew you would.
Of course, I have to.
I woke up, I threw my hair up in a bun, and I was like, we're going!
I have to take a shower. It's a thing. Doesn't matter.
It's okay.
Yeah, so we got up early, and we headed in, and again, flight was smooth.
The Magical Express took care of everything.
Yep.
Kevin, even when we were at the gate waiting for our plane, dropped off his carry-on. That way we didn't have to worry about it, and they brought that to the hotel room with us too.
Took care of it, even though it was checked on a little later. They brought it to the hotel just fine anyway. Yep. So the transit was really smooth.
Got there, the scooter was waiting for me, the room was already ready. We literally just went straight upstairs.
Yeah, grabbed your scooter and went.
And hung out for a little bit trying to figure out what the heck we were doing for lunch. And that was as stressful as it was.
That was about as stressful as it got, because we tried to figure out what we were going to have for food. That was
goodness.
Those were the stressors.
Darn.
It's so lovely.
But the one thing about our vacation, which as a Minnesotan, I must warn you.
I know where you're going with this.
Never go before mid-October. I can't stress that enough.
Even November, if you can. It's just... and we should have known better.
So hot. And whenever anybody asks me how was our vacation, I was like, it was hot. And just like a hot.
And even then they're just like, wow, that's your takeaway from the Disney trip. And we're like, it was a good trip, but legitimately it was too hot.
It was so hot that it almost lost a little bit of the magic for me, because we were pushing ourselves to do these things in the heat and in the humidity when normally you're not as exhausted as quickly. Like,
It
we
was
didn't
awful.
stay for a single fireworks show
No.
because at the end we were just done.
And I haven't seen
done.
I haven't seen a fireworks show at Disney since 2012.
And now they're stopping Illuminations.
I know, that made me really like we should have
found
stayed.
that out the day that we got back.
We should have stayed for Illuminations.
We should have.
It was dumb.
But, you know, we didn't know at that point in time,
No.
and everybody was just tired. So if you're any place that is not used to the heat, do not go down there during the summer months or the early fall months, just because my body couldn't handle it. And of the three of us, I could handle it the most because I actually am a freeze baby, so I love the heat, but that was even too hot for me. My elbows were sweating. I've never had that orifice sweat before.
It's not even an orifice.
I've never had that part of my body. There you go.
Fair enough. It was very hot, and I can usually power through. That's kind of my deal. I run warm, but I usually just kind of, as long as I'm getting water. That was the biggest stressor for me. It was a matter of just like keeping water in my system because I lost it so fast.
And you didn't bring a water bottle with you.
And I didn't. So
you
I bought a
your-
couple of bottles of water before I started refilling the last one I got.
which is the smart thing to do.
So always make sure you know how you're going to get your water. If you have to buy it, get your water. Don't
get your water.
Don't not get your water, but just make sure you're staying hydrated at any cost because it will ruin your day. It will ruin your day, ruin your trip if you're dehydrated.
So
and
the
it
weather
happens
down there,
fast. Yeah,
the weather down there felt like 110 with 90% humidity, and when it would rain, it wouldn't get better.
It just stayed hot and wet. It was bizarre. And I know that we're preaching to the choir of people that are used to this.
From Orlando and listening
sorry.
to our podcast,
Sorry.
but we're Minnesotans.
For the Midwesterners out there that are trying to do their Disney trip, just know that it may look good, but just wait a little bit and you're going to be rewarded with weather that's much more tolerable. Even so, stay hydrated.
Yes, hydration.
It's so
and
hard.
Alcohol does not hydrate.
Count as hydration.
But speaking of hydration, they did have a coffee maker in our room.
They did. I don't want to. And it was awful. I don't know what happened, but the coffee was horrifying.
So we followed the instructions on said coffee maker the first morning to make said coffee, and I poured in the cup because they have an actual coffee mug. We were staying at a DVC, and they actually had a coffee mug, and I'm looking through it, and the cup is full, and I can see the bottom. I'm like, did
What have I done?
make tea? I don't know what's going on.
Oh, it was
I
awful.
tasted it. It was warm water.
It was awful. Yeah, I know. I remember you were just like, I'm like, that's not coffee.
Did I make tea?
It was awful. Anyway,
I
so
don't know what's going on.
We
So
found
there
we
was-
found
but there was a
coffee
coffee
later.
maker.
Yeah, there was a coffee maker. So I guess I can't. It was
I did
nice.
not have a single thing of Starbucks while we were down there.
That's not true, actually.
When did I have Starbucks?
It was at Epcot. It was.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. There
Okay.
was one. It was the
Never
one
mind.
situation.
I did have it. But that's
Yeah.
because we were just looking for cold things.
Yeah.
Epcot was day one.
People were buying hot coffee in there, and I
We
about
did
died.
not understand it. We did not understand it. Again, Minnesotans.
Also,
we can
yeah.
handle anything from 90 degrees to negative 20.
And we'll say, "Oh, it's brisk," but this time it was.
No,
Yeah.
this
anyway.
was no.
Anyway, yeah. So that was something. Epcot, International Food.
We've
Food and
never
Wine.
spent so much time in Future World.
That was fascinating, actually. We probably shouldn't
Ever.
have been there during the heat of the day because of the the concrete. But
Those were the only places that
were
actually
air-conditioned.
had like big buildings that we could hide in for the air conditioning.
Yeah.
So we were able to do Test Track twice.
yeah, that's right. We did. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we single ridered it the first time through because
Yeah.
the single rider line was only like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we went back and did our fast passes.
Right.
So that's how we started off the day. And then it was just hopping from building to building to building, trying to hide. Trying to hide.
It was a lot of that. I ran into something that's interesting as a person with an allergy, and this is something I discovered right away. Epcot, we tried. They wouldn't do like the cronut thing that they had there.
Yep, we tried to stop and have a cronut. I did have a cronut.
They had the info. I was able to pull the info up in like a book. They have little booklets everywhere they go, even at the stands, which is just lovely because it means that I can ask and they can find an answer. And so he was able to tell me that they had a peanut warning on it. So finding food in the morning was a little bit of a challenge, but we got there. But that day was hard. I know Kevin and I didn't really eat until a little later because we were struggling with the heat.
I forced you guys to have lunch, and we went
both
and
finally
sat in the land pavilion.
Both finally forced myself to eat. Yeah.
Yep, and we ate at Sunshine Seasons, and I went and I got a sandwich for Kevin.
Yeah, and I went and got a salad and something else.
Ice cold water for a while.
Yeah, it was hard, but that was a turning point for the day, I think, for all of us, was we kind of got
Once
reassembled.
You got fed,
yeah,
it helped.
Yeah.
But we did every single ride that you could
do in Future World, which was pretty fun, including the one I can't remember the name of where we had
Journey into Imagination with Figment.
Well, yes, there was that.
Living with the Land.
We did that.
Sea with Nemo and Friends.
We did that. That was sort of disappointing. It was fine. Actually, I will say the projection technology that goes into the aquariums was kind of cool. Like it looked better than I was expecting it to.
How did that compare to Navi River Journey? For you, for those projections?
Oh, Navi River Journey was way better, I think.
I find them comparable.
Really? I think that Navi River Journey is just a little more kind of seamless. Like it just kind of seems like they're kind of more
There's
built.
more stuff around it to hide the projections there,
like,
but the projections are the same.
They are the same kind of technology. The only thing I would say that's different is Navi River Journey, they're just executed better in context. They're an aspect of the scenery. They are not the focus. That makes, you know what I mean? Like they're not the focus, like you're like watching the fish and the thing. But anyway, we have thoughts about this. But anyway,
Space Mountain.
Do we want to break it down by day, or do we want to just kind of run around?
I don't know, but I'm still trying to guess the ride because you're like, you know the one, the one. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna start in one corner and
not
swing
a ride.
around.
It's not a ride. It's Coke flavors.
Oh, Beverly.
But what was the name of the thing? The Chill Zone. Cool.
It's Club Cool.
Club. Yeah, that's
Club Cool.
Club Cool. So that's. I'd never done that before, and I thought that was ridiculous.
We have video of us trying Beverly, so we will insert here.
It's like, have a look.
Doing Beverly, 1, 2, 3.
It's not bad at first, and then it gets awful in the second and a half afterwards.
It is sugar grapefruit.
You know, I made the mistake of continuing to drink it.
I did not find it that bad.
It wasn't, to me, it didn't. After I had a multiple sip, if I would have had one sip, I probably would have been okay. But I had I drank the entire rest of that little
so did
thing
I.
they give you. And at the very end, like about 20 minutes later, I was like, oh, hi, hello. But it didn't happen until later. It's really honestly like the actual flavor of it. I know some people, you see videos of people trying it, and especially kids, and they all just like immediately. And to me, it was...
Kevin did that.
Kevin kind of did that. He's I think he's more of a taster than I am, but... I know that I took a sip of it and I was like, oh, this isn't bad. Like, this is just kind of like, and I read about it. It's like an aperitif, so it's kind of like a.
It's supposed to get the stomach ready.
Yes,
for meals.
It's like a non-alcoholic aperitif. So instead of the other stuff.
It was basically a pop version of grapefruit.
Yes, it was grapefruit
with
rind.
That grapefruit after kick,
but
that's what makes people cringe.
The rind part, though, like it's not like the main kind of palatable fleshy part of it. They use the rind, and so it has this the sharp bitterness at the end is very hard to describe, but I'm sure I'm not the first person on the internet who's talked about Beverly, so sorry.
And Disney's the only place that still has it. It used to be offered in Italy, but Italy stopped serving it a number of years back.
Okay.
And so they literally only make it for people to make that face
at the... It's basically it's like those video games that are designed to make you cringe for like live streaming. It's basically that, but in beverage form. So it was fun though. I really enjoyed being able to kind of try some of that stuff, and it was air conditioned and it was cold, so that was helpful. That was very nice. So that was I had never seen that much of Future World before, so that was really
it took us about till 4 o'clock to be able to finally
really
start to get into
a lot
the
of
World
it.
Showcase.
Yeah, and a lot of it was just the fact that we were trying to stay cool and we wanted to really enjoy our time in the showcase. So it was definitely, there was a couple points where we just kind of huddled in a building from it just to get cooled off. But
then by the time that we got to the showcase, we were so dead halfway through that we
Yeah.
just kind of ran through the rest of it.
We did. Well, I thought we did a lot of it.
We did a good amount from Mexico to America.
Yeah, and we hit some.
But I
Stuff
wanted to
past
see
there.
Morocco.
Yeah, that's right.
And
we
I
kind
didn't
of
get anything from Morocco for
that's
the
right.
4th time in a row. It happens. But this time we also did do more of the Food and Wine Festival.
Yes.
And a lot of things that we tried were really good.
Really good.
Really good.
I thought Food and Wine was really good. We had I had something from India.
You had the curry.
I had the curry.
We
It was
had
a red
the
curry.
bread.
Yeah, the naan.
Service. Yeah.
Oh, that was from.
But we had the like mini version of the
Oh,
bread
yes,
service. So we got like 2 pieces of naan.
Yeah, yeah.
And 3 little
Flavory things.
dips.
Yeah.
That went with it, and they happened to be the same one that was at Sanaa
Sanaa,
with
yeah.
a lot more.
Right.
But we loved that.
It was really good.
I really liked the lobster roll in America.
Yep, lobster
which
roll was good.
was crazy because it was like $7.50 for something that big, but it was good.
Really good. Yeah.
And then we had some stuff at Japan. You guys tried the sake bar at Japan.
We did, and that's not really part of international wine, but it was something that I'd never been to. I wasn't even fully aware that it was back there.
Yeah.
And so went back there, and apparently nobody else knew it was back there too, because it was just 2 cast members standing there behind the bar, like going, well, there's nobody here. And so we're like, hi, oh wow, you're actually here to have some sake? Like, yes, we are.
Yeah.
So that was really fun, and it was good. I hadn't had sake in probably 4 or 5 years, and it was better than the sake that I'd had because I had it in college. So that was really fun to have.
So you were able to have better quality sake. You were able to afford better quality sake.
I know. I'm moving up in the world. It was really cool. It was a really neat experience. The kind of they did the service. They serve it up in the proper way and kind of tell you about it. And yeah, that was very cool. That was a neat experience. That was Kevin's birthday drink from me.
Yeah, because it was Kevin's birthday.
Kevin's birthday was that day.
And so, yeah, and then I think shortly after that, we just decided we were kind of done. And so we started walking around. The Baja men were there. Who let the dogs out and all of that fun jazz.
They played that and the other song that they knew, and then I'm like, what do you guys else have to play? Like, I don't even know that you guys had any other music. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny, but
that was a good day. We got back, and another nerdy thing, because Kevin and I are extreme nerds. We played a lot of Pokemon while we were there.
Yeah, that's right.
A lot of Pokemon.
I tried, but I got distracted by other stuff, so I just kind of, I was like, I've been walking. I mean, I've been walking an egg.
I know. There's been so many eggs that we hatched.
But yeah, so that's fun. There's lots of gyms and stuff and Pokestops everywhere because that's all it is.
Everywhere.
Because that's all it is. It's just all Pokestops.
Everywhere.
But yeah, so that was really cool. We moved on, and the next day was.
You guys took the day off.
We took the day off. Yeah, Kevin and I, which was good because I think we had died pretty thoroughly from the day before because we just didn't stop.
Mm-hmm. We had breakfast at Boma,
yeah, and that was delicious.
which was really, really good.
That house passion fruit orange juice.
The pog juice.
Pog juice. Oh boy, that is. And I remembered it from years ago when I tried it, and it's the same. It was really good.
It's delicious. It's very tropical.
Very
and
tropical.
Yummy.
Yeah, and refreshing all at the same time.
Yes.
It's just amazing stuff.
Pog juice.
Yep. So we had that. Kevin and I hung out a little bit.
And
in
then
the beautiful resort because we were staying at a beautiful resort, so that was kind of nice. Just kind of experience
and
that
I
for a
went
little
to
bit.
Magic Kingdom on my own.
Yeah.
And I took a lot of snippet videos and one introduction video, so we shall enter that in here.
Hi everybody, this is Crystal from WD Carousel of Podcast, and as you can tell, I am at the most magical place on earth, and I am flying solo today. So I thought I would just say hi from a garden lawn here, beautiful topiaries, and let you guys know that I'm going to be doing a lot of solo stuff, so videos are going to be coming from me, and I hope you guys have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Bye everybody.
And it was just a lot of doing things that I knew the guys wouldn't want to do. So things like the Enchanted Tiki Room and Country Bears.
I probably would have done the Tiki Room.
And
maybe not Country Bears.
the Railroad and the Tomorrowland Transit Authority and other silly things. I will say the parks are completely different when you solo it, and you're able to get onto things. I was able to, like, I could have done 5 fast passes with that rolling, because I was able to get a 4th, and then I was like getting ready to get my 5th, and it was just working out so well.
Yeah.
Because I was only looking for the one ticket instead of having to get 3 tickets, 5 tickets, the family's worth of tickets. So that worked out really well. I will say, though, being disabled as I am, it made it a little bit harder when I was going to get food. I went to Pecos Bills, and I did the mobile ordering, which is really good for me. When we tried it at the Halloween party, they forgot about him.
Yeah, a little bit. It was busy. You know, they were kind of working on stuff.
I pulled up with my little scooter, and I grabbed my tray, and I went over to the toppings bar, and I had a hard time getting the toppings. It was like a little kid trying to steal stuff. And then I backed up into a little corner in between the garbage and the wall, and then I just sat there very sadly eating by myself. And that's the only time I felt like lonely or pathetic. I was just like, I'm hiding behind the trash can. But the rest of it was really good. It did rain on us, and it rained right when the parade was coming. So
of course.
I didn't get to record the parade, see the parade, which made me sad because I had an excellent view and an excellent location for it. But then I was able to do other stuff and got to see a lot of princesses. Yeah, and then I got to a point where I was just tired again. I'd been there for about 6-7 hours, and I called it quits.
Yeah.
I was planning on, again, staying through the fireworks because I wanted to record Happily Ever After. I just could not be there anymore. And so I messaged the guys, and we decided to have dinner at Sanaa.
Yeah, and so Kevin and I had been out at Disney Springs for a little bit that afternoon, and I'm just like, you know, like, I'm like, well, we don't necessarily want to eat at Disney Springs, and you were coming back, and I'm like, maybe there's this really late Sanaa reservation, and Kevin goes back out to Crystal, and she's like, yes! I'm like, all right, I'll grab it. And it was, oh god, it was probably the best meal we had
Oh
at
my
Disney.
gosh. So I can't talk enough about Saga.
Mark
Sanaa.
Segal.
Sanaa. It is Ethiopian, and you can only find it at Kidani Village, which is where we're staying. It's the smaller one of the
2 kind of lodges that they've
and it was phenomenal. Like, we did the bread service, and everybody talks about the bread service, so of course we had to try the bread service. It's about $20 to be able to get the 5 pieces of naan, and they're different types, and then what was it, 9 sauces? And
oh my god,
they're so good. Everything was so good.
It was really good.
And we were just in love with everything that we tried there for the bread service. And then, you know, even the food that we had, I had the lamb, and it was fabulous. You guys had the mixed bowls.
I had and where you mixed and matched. Mine was, I think I had something with like a chickpeas kind of thing, the basmati rice and like beef. And that's the thing, is because it tastes like Indian food because of the way that this kind of Ethiopian cuisine was formed was due to the laborers coming, you know, from India, and it's a whole thing. But it you get this like the amazing flavors you would get from India, and you fuse that with the flavors of Africa and the meats of Africa.
Yeah.
And it's totally out there.
Wonderful.
Amazing.
And Kevin like obsessed over his food too, just because it was so good.
Yeah.
And then didn't he get a dessert there too?
Yeah. Yes, he did for his birthday, I think.
Yeah. Not that night, but the next day.
Is that what it was?
When we did lunch.
Did he? Oh, you got dessert then?
Because we got the dessert at lunch, and we were like, how are we going to fit this? Because we had gone back for lunch the next day, and there were no spots in the actual restaurant, but the bar lounge area had open seats.
Yeah.
Full menu there, so sure, we sat down. And even there, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, if you make the bread service with, the only, 3 sauces, they give you just a small little cup of each sauce. So you didn't have as much sauces to spread between everything. So, like, our green sauce was gone.
It was
And it
gone.
was my favorites.
That was amazing. That was like what was that?
I don't even know. That's where Kevin needs to really
man.
be here for that because he's our
the
our chef.
Resident chef. Yeah.
He's the chef. He used to work down there.
And he's a chef, and he gave Sanaa the seal of approval. That was a great experience.
It was great.
I had it once before, and I don't know if we did the bread service that time. So this time was just
we did the bread service twice because it was just so worth it.
Oh, it was good. Yeah. So that was fun. That's
also the day that we did. The lunch was also the day that we did Animal Kingdom in the morning.
Yeah.
Which we heard that the park was going to be opening at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So we planned on getting there early so we could rope drop to get to Pandora. We had fast passes for Flight of Passage, but we didn't have passes for Navi River Journey, so we were just going to wait in line.
And rope drop it, which
when
was
we
risky.
show up,
risky operation.
The park was already open
at 8:30.
Yeah, like 8:35 or something.
Weird.
We're going walking in. We're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
We get there. We're not too far away from the entrance, and they're saying, well, the ride's down. We don't know how long it's going to be to actually get the ride up and running. We're like, well, we knew that we were going to wait anyway, so we might as well just wait here since we're so close to the line.
Well, you're right.
And then a little bit later, a guy came through again reiterating that we don't know how long it's going to be. If it's going to be 5 minutes, it's going to be 5 hours.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome to keep staying here. Some people were leaving at that time, so we got to scoot up right next to a food cart, which was perfect for breakfast.
We had some breakfast at the food cart. Brilliant.
And then, like, Kevin literally was like, so how long are we going to wait, guys? And then everybody was let in.
Yeah. And then the ride opened, and we did it, and...
It was a walk-on.
We walked straight onto it, and the animatronic was there. It was
there, which was great, and it is huge. Like, you don't realize how big they are until you're standing right next to it, or I guess floating right next to it.
Right. And I had mentioned that in our battle of the attractions, and it's hard to explain. They're huge. It's just crazy.
So we have a clip of that, so we'll insert that here. Good job.
Nice.
And it was phenomenal. And then we went running around. We wasted an hour waiting in line for the safari because we were trying to be sneaky and get through there ahead of time. And then by the time we got there, we had to use our fast pass for Flight of Passage, or else we wouldn't have been able to use it.
Yep.
And then
so that was
we did that, and then we saw Festival of the Lion King, so we could take advantage of the 30 minutes of air conditioning. Just soak that up.
It's actually a really nice show.
It's a great show. And we were right up front because of my scooter.
Yeah. Yep.
And
I would say the thing that's nice about that show too is not only is it air conditioned, which is lovely, is it really feels like you're getting a free taste of Cirque du Soleil. Is kind of the vibe. And that was what I explained to Kevin when he was asking about it. He's like, what is it? I'm like, it's off-brand Cirque du Soleil, and that's he came out of it and he's like, that's basically what it was. I'm like,
yeah.
So it's definitely a thing. So.
And then we went and did our fast pass for the safari,
which is a lovely ride as always.
And then there was no line at that time either to get to see the animals.
I don't want to talk about it.
But then Kevin was happy because he got to hatch 4 Pokemon eggs while we were
so it was nice and slow.
And then we decided to head back to the hotel room, take a break, got lunch, because we were doing the the Halloween party.
Yes.
Later that day.
Yep.
So since this was your first time at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, what are your thoughts?
I liked it. I thought that I was kind of overstimulated that day.
Yes.
We
were doing a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff that day, 2 parks. I would say that the vibe from the Halloween party is fun because you get a lot more Disney nerds. Mm-hmm. They kind of come out of the woodwork, which is really fun. You get more of them, and if you dress up and anything, and it's kind of there's lots of, hey, I like the whatever from the other side. So that was really fun. And
people recognized us as Lock, Shock, and Barrel.
Yep. Jack Skellington even gave us a talking to.
Yes.
Yep. So that was kind of fun. And on top of that, you got to get onto rides quickly.
Yeah, there was no wait whatsoever on any ride that we did.
Yeah, so that was really cool. Obviously, you can't go on all the rides, and we got to get in before the whole thing started. So that meant that we had just an hour or so of overlap where the whole park was open and we could kind of do everything.
Mm-hmm. So we were able to catch Carousel of Progress for you.
So
what'd you think of that?
exactly as quirky and outdated as I expected it to be, and I loved it just the same. It just very much was in that world of that overly ambitious animatronic Disney vibe, and it's exactly
it's just
delivered.
such a positive view of what the world's going to be at that time period.
I know,
and you're like,
and I just kind of like, I want to live here. This world seems so nice from this spinning vantage point.
It's definitely a cleaned up version of
the world.
Decades.
Yes,
and
yes. This is a very white family. Anyway, moving on.
The 90s.
It's the 90s one with the VR thing that
Headset,
oh gosh, Grandma cleaned up. Anyway, and then the kind of the thrill you get of just like, oh, this theater's moving. Okay. That was kind of interesting.
And the extra ending. And the singers,
oh yeah,
they were just going to town.
The one singer was just way into it. That was fantastic. I would mimic it, but I'm sick, so it'd be bad. Yeah, but it was great. The guy was he was way into it. So yeah, it was really fun. And then we got to go in and do. And then basically right after that, the thing started.
We spent a lot of time in Frontierland, Adventureland, and Liberty Square.
Yes.
During that,
which is nice because when it gets darker, they do so much cool stuff with lighting, and so as it starts to get darker, it starts to.
And the Cadaver Dans were out.
Cadaver Dans were out. I think we both have a little bit of video of them.
So we'll pop that in here.
They were fantastic, obviously.
Happy Halloween.
We saw Madame Carlotta at the Haunted Mansion. I didn't take any video of her. Did you take video of her?
Oh, are you talking about her sitting on the lawn?
Yeah.
I have photos of her.
Yeah.
So we can
pop a couple of photos.
We're just going to put those right here. And she was fantastic. She would interact. She was just, woo! Very, just
sassy.
Fantastic. Very sassy.
Sassy ghost.
Perfect amount of sassiness. Just like what you'd expect. Just very, very charming and fun.
The roller coaster at dark.
We
did Big Thunder.
That's such a lovely ride to see and do. It's just
I was just
lovely.
happy that you were sitting next to me because riding that ride alone, you literally get slid from one side of the car to the other side of the car.
Yeah, I'm your wedge.
Yeah.
Just kind of wedge us in, so it's nice. No, it was really fun. We did that because the last time I went, a friend of ours, she was alone. She's tiny, and she was alone on the ride, and it's that one big lap bar. She was going back and forth.
Even Kevin was doing
that a little bit of sliding back and forth.
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny. So
and then we went trick-or-treating.
And so this is interesting. I don't know if other people are aware, or if you have an allergy, or come back to that. You got your disability. I got my allergy. We're here to kind of throw you some interesting stuff. When you get up there, they give you a blue bag instead of the standard orange one.
A teal bag, yeah.
Teal bag, yeah, which is kind of an actual kind of known color to indicate, being able to be sensitive to allergies. And so when you get there, when you go in to do your little trick-or-treating trails, there was a little confusion at first, but we figured it out at some point. You go to the person that kind of guides you into the trail as you walk through, and they give you these little tokens that are kind of the equivalent amount of currency for candy that that everyone else, all your friends are getting.
As Kevin and I are getting handfuls of candy from like everything from Dove bars to M&Ms to Chewy Lifesavers and a whole bunch of other stuff. He's getting all these little tokens.
These little blue tokens, and you take them with you, and as I'm done, so everyone's got their bag full of candy. I've got my little bag full of jingling tokens. It was kind of funny. And at the end, they direct you to one of
There are two locations. We went to the one that's in
the entrance.
Yep, on Main Street. It was the theater.
Was it the theater?
Yeah, that's the theater.
Yeah, the theater on Main Street.
The one where Mickey and Tinkerbell meet and greets are.
Yes.
That's where we went.
Yeah, and so you walk in, there's that kind of the main lobby kind of mezzanine area, and they've got a kind of desk, and you go over there, and they've got people standing at it that are kind of trained. And so you go up there, and they're like, okay, what's your allergy situation? How can we help you? You kind of talk about it with them for a little bit, and they'll be like, do you have any preferences just in taste-wise, or you go with whatever? I'm like, give me a mix of whatever. She's like, okay. And they come back, and they give you a tailored bag of candy that matches your allergies, and that's pretty cool.
Really cool.
As now I'm 25, so it's not the same as it used to be for me, because I was so used to my life when I was a trick-or-treating age that I would to go through and
And
pick
give
out the
your
things
brother all
that
your
and stuff.
candy
And
except
he'd-
for
and-
like 2 items.
Yeah, and he had to give the stuff back that he couldn't, that I could have, and so we'd swap out. So
Like they even had like a version of peanut butter cups for him. They were sunflower cups made with
Yeah.
sunflower
Yeah.
butter,
Yeah.
which since you're not used to peanut butter cups, it really threw you off.
it was weird.
And it threw off like your brain. You were
Yeah.
like, no, this
No,
shouldn't,
this shouldn't
be the
be a
case.
thing.
But
Yeah.
it was. I tried part of it, and
Yeah.
it was actually really good.
It was pretty good. I actually bought some since then.
The
Sunflower cup. I can't get them much because they're so expensive. I got like those little twin packs. I got 6 of them, and it was like
Ooh.
$25.
holy buckets.
So I can't get them very often, but one day I'll bring one down on an episode.
But now you're learning that you like it.
I do, and I really, really liked them, and I've had people fall into 2 camps with them, that I brought some to work.
Okay.
And so my coworkers, I gave them a taste from, they both had one, and they're both just like, nope. They're like, this is weird. This
It
is
just
too
tastes
there's
a
sunflower.
lot like sunflower.
Yeah, but it matches. From my understanding, is it matches the profile pretty well. The mixture of the kind of creamy, salty
salt
to the chocolate thing,
yeah.
and the chocolate is also made from rice milk instead of dairy because they also made them vegan. So there's a couple of things that are a little strange at first. The chocolate has a very sharp kind of crunch to it, and it doesn't melt as easy, which is weird, but it tastes just fine. The cocoa is very high quality and stuff. But so that was very interesting, and they had a variety of different things, like sugar, not sugar free, but peanut and soy free. Gummy bears and gummy worms, and it was really cool.
Yeah,
it was,
you
it was
ended up with a bag full of stuff,
a bag
too.
full of candy. I mean, just totally in
So
line with
when
your
we
guys'
got back
stuff.
to our room, and Kevin and I were sorting our candy, and
Yeah.
being like, I don't want this, you want this,
Yeah.
you can have all my da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
You had your bag of candy out, and you're like, nom, 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 nom,
Yeah.
nom, nom, and joining us, which was really
Which was
kind of
really
fun.
cool, and then it was also the added kind of interest of us just going, what is this? What even is this?
What did they give you?
Yeah,
Is that
this
a cookie?
Is that a cookie? Yeah, it was very fun. So that ended up being a really nice experience as well. And I was going to bring up too we kind of touched on it briefly, the Space Mountain. It's the roller coaster in the dark.
It's not a roller coaster, it's a people mover.
Space Mountain. What? What?
Oh no, Space Mountain.
Space
Wait,
Mountain.
I was thinking of Epcot.
No, not that one.
mind.
No, I know what you're talking about. Though. No, Space Mountain.
They had completely, for the Halloween party, shut off all the lights.
All the lights. I mean, it
And
was
every light.
Every light. So you go up the little launch tube thing, and it does the light. They turn those off. The little star projectors, they turn those off, and they threw this kind of strangely metal soundtrack that they just wheeled speakers into the bottom and blasted it. So you came in at the top, and it was fairly quiet. But as you got farther and farther down the ride, you could hear it getting louder and louder. This soundtrack. It seemed very last minute and low tech for Disney. You know what I mean? It was just kind of felt thrown together. But you were also in the complete darkness. I mean, it was shockingly in complete darkness. I mean, Kevin and I both get in and we go out the launch tube and come through and we're just like, oh my god, this is totally dark. We knew it was being totally dark, but it's
told you it
totally
was
dark.
totally
No,
dark.
we know it was totally dark, but you don't really think about it until you get into the point where it's that dark where it feels like it's pressing on your eyes.
And then
it's
the camera
dark.
decided to take a photo of you guys.
us. And so for the entire ride, Kevin just saw a purple outline of my silhouette. And I just saw a big colored flash in the corner. It was hilarious. We had so much fun though. That was a great
And while
experience.
you guys were doing that, I was at the Monsters Inc. dance party, and
That was a weird
they
acid
played
trip.
a lot of '90s music.
Good.
But not the '90s music that I listened to. So I'm going to insert a clip here. It's bad. It's
no
bad.
Baja Men though, so
No Baja Men, that's
you have
true.
that going for you.
And then I beat Kevin at Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin, which made me happy.
I played by myself, so I won. I actually played with both things.
Were you going back and forth?
Yeah, I was trying to just both aim. I won, so I don't remember which one of me won, but one of me won.
Well,
so that's
both personalities.
both personalities won. So that was fun. I love that ride because it's stupid and dumb, and I love it. So that was good stuff.
But that was the night.
That was pretty much the night, and we We left.
We didn't
for
really see any characters or stop for characters, I should say.
Yeah.
We did see a couple there, but we didn't actually stop for them.
Yeah.
We didn't try any of the desserts, mostly because we were not hungry at the time. We had some Dole Whip before the party started.
Yeah, because I got to have Dole Whip.
Yeah.
That was fun.
And then we did do the Hades nachos at Pecos Bill, which was good. But that's really all we had, and then candy.
And then candy. Yeah, so there comes a point where it's like you want to feel like you need to get as much in as you can, but it's also equally important to know that you shouldn't try too hard to get everything because it's going to make you feel insane. Just know that it's an enjoyable experience. You know, like regardless of what you do, you're there, you're feeling the experience. You're not going to get everything in. You just won't.
And that's why people who live down there go multiple times in a year.
Yeah. And and they said that if you wanted to go do everything at Disney, that Walt Disney World had to offer, it would take more than a year to get every single experience down. And so just us trying to get like Mickey's Not So Scary done in a day wasn't going to happen.
No.
But I definitely felt like we got a good sense of it.
Yeah.
I definitely enjoyed the vibe, all the updated. We throw some more photos over this, with kind of the visuals, and it's just so cool.
I was happy that the approach that we took to the Not So Scary Halloween party was things that you couldn't really find on YouTube. So you can find the fireworks, you can find the stage show, you can find the parade. Heck, I even have videos of them all.
Right.
But we did things like the Cadaver Dance, which you can't really find as much of on YouTube, and we really just sat there and enjoyed listening to them sing.
Yeah.
Or Madame Carlotta and her bantering back and forth on the lawn of the Haunted Mansion, and we really did a lot more experience-y things this round instead of the big, you have to be there for the show, you have to be there for the parade, you have to be there for this, you have to be there for that.
Right.
And it just worked out really, really well. Another thing that I started was my Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom, which is the silly little card game that they have where you can run around the park and battle the evil guys too.
Right.
With your magic cards that I didn't think to bring. But I even got a Not So Scary Halloween party themed card from the party that I added to my collection. I never used it, but it was really fun because it's an orange bird drawing on a whole bunch of oranges like jack-o'-lanterns. And that just, those little things make me happy.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's to me the most fun about going to the parks and just the whole resort complex is those little details. I mean, you can see video of all the big spectacle stuff, and sure, it's fun to see it in person too. But there's something about just like the little things that you run into. We're sitting there in Epcot late at night. It was toward the end of the night, and I think it was which princess was it? I want to say it was Aurora, and she was kind of leaving from her.
Yeah, from her little
gazebo thing, and this little girl just ran up to her as she was walking back, and she bent down and talked to her, and it was just this, and all the lights, and it was in France, and it was this kind of just,
and took her hand and even walked her over to the sculpted gardens had like a full-on little meeting interaction with her, and those are things that you see on commercials that you never see happen in real life.
And it was really, really incredible to see that, and just those little things that you kind of take with you. And I think that was a really fun aspect of it, and being able to go and do that. So anyway, it was a good trip.
It was a very good trip. And then coming home was seamless as well. So it wasn't anything spectacular other than the 40-degree temperature difference.
And that sucked. It was great for Ian. Ian and Kevin both were big on the 40.
Crystal's body did not enjoy it. Yay, being a cripple.
Sorry.
That's okay. I'm used to it.
Yes,
And it got us into a lot of places.
It sure did, yeah. I'm going to use that. It did help us in a few occasions. Not that it's like, oh, thank God for Crystal's disability, but gosh, we sure got onto, Big Thunder Fast or, whatever.
Yep.
So
I have a whole list of rides that you can get on basically as a fast pass just for having a scooter. So if you're interested, just message me.
It's good stuff. It's very good stuff. That includes the TSA.
Yes.
All right. Well, my voice is starting to go.
So, and I think we've
I've really talked about everything.
But
here.
I know we're going to be having a lot of videos posting and photos and other things. So we'll be back on Instagram a lot and Facebook. So you'll be able to see our trip now that we have officially done the trip video.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions, let us know. We're still going to be doing the third part of the So You Want to Go to Disney series and just the practical what to do once you're there, a little bit more than what we already talked about in this video.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you have any questions, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, absolutely.
We had fun.
Sure
Will
did.
we go back? Oh
Wait,
yeah.
of course.
And
we run a
we're
Disney
just trying
podcast.
we're just trying to figure out when next.
Yeah.
Really, he even texted me last night going, I miss Disney.
I miss Disney right now. It's one of those days where I'm just like missing Disney right now, and you're just like, yep, welcome to my life. But yeah, just money and time is all we have to do at this point. So anyway, well, I think on that note, probably gonna wrap it up.
Definitely.
Thank you for watching. My name is Ian.
And I'm Crystal. And I hope you have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
Beautiful tomorrow, just a dream away.